The judge in the Bryan Kohberger case denying several motions raised in this last week for dismissal of the case. And now attorney Ann Taylor, the defense of Bryan Kohberger, asking for a change of venue. Wants to have that heard no sooner than late April, citing extensive inflammatory pretrial publicity. Joining me to discuss, Shavaun Scott, psychotherapist and author. I got to applaud Ann Taylor for constantly finding ways of pushing the date of this out further and further and further, not wanting to discuss this till at least after late April. I don't know why we couldn't start discussing it now, but it is what it is. It doesn't matter anymore, quite honestly. Does the venue in which the trials take place really affect the jury pool that much? I would say 10, 20 years ago or longer, probably, definitely, before social media and such. But I don't know. I look at it like bombs. Years ago, the bomb, if it was a big one, it went off, it would have taken out your city or a good chunk of it. Now, if a nuclear bomber, you're going to take out states. You're going to take out massive amounts. And that's kind of how I look at this, where I think anywhere near Moscow, Idaho, in the surrounding vicinity states, people are going to have the same sort of impression, and to most of the United States as well.
Yeah.
Again, does moving the venue, because we're going to have to move this somewhere within a realistic range, does it make a damn bit of difference?
Yeah, yeah. I can't see that it will. I can't see that it will. Everybody, you just say the name Koberger, everybody in the country, has a pretty good idea of who he is and what happened and all the media coverage. It's been extensive. It's a story that's, horrifying and fascinating. People are attracted to trying to understand it. And I guess we can say yay, Ann Taylor, for trying to be a zealous, fighter here. It'll be an interesting trial, but yeah, I don't see that moving the venue is going to make much difference.
I mean, there's a lot of things that can be argued and looked at here if we're trying to get a fair trial. At the end of the day, that is truly what everyone wants. Just let's try this correctly. Let's avoid any sort of appellate issues down the road. But let's kind of get this going at some point in time. It seems the strategy right now is pushing this back as far as possible. Is that a good strategy? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about time and the effect that it has on a high profile case like this that's so emotionally charged.
I think the families want to get it over with. They want to be able to get some degree of closure on it. Of course, they want to see him convicted. Uh, it I heard the judge say, I hate to keep extending this.
Hmm.
But I understand that there are legal complexities that make that the right thing to do, and you don't wanna have any errors on a death penalty case, and you wanna avoid having retrials down the road. So, that's one that I guess I can see both sides and why she's trying to do what she's doing, and there may be a hope that there will be more evidence come forward that is gonna benefit him if they delay longer.
Is there hope going on that by the time this thing actually does make it to trial, if it happens even in 2025, which I kind of doubt will even happen there, um, you get to a point where even the students of Moscow aren't the same students who were there at the
Right.
time of the crime. You have, people have come and gone. You have, witnesses that may have come and gone. Uh, People that could, there's so many things that can change in the course of several years. Is that the strategy you think that they're going with here right now, of like, time heals all wounds? Obviously, it's not going to heal the wounds for those families, but in terms of public impact,
Yeah.
it gets a little bit lighter over time.
Yeah. Yeah. Does the emotional intensity die down with time?
Yeah.
And do people start to forget things maybe that they did hear on the news? Certainly a possibility.
With it, them wanting to move it, one of the arguments that the Leda County prosecutor had argued was, look, this happened in our town. This is Mr. Thompson who made this argument. This happened to our people. Why should we not be able to try this here? And I think it's a fair argument. It's
Mhm.
affected this town in so many ways. Why not let that town be the one who tries this? Or Is it because there could be the possibility of a very more difficulty getting an impartial jury pool? But wouldn't that just be the job of the attorneys to kind of weed out anybody that they think could possibly be impartial? That is their responsibility.
Yeah, and I think again that's pretty hard to do. I can see the reason for the request for a change of venue, and I think typically in these kind of cases that's done,
Mhm.
very often when there's been a lot of publicity and it's a horrendous case. But um yeah, I'm pretty sure that they're going to get it just because that does seem to be the standard.
We'll see where that all goes. Like I said, we're probably still many years out and many motions out before we get any direction or resolution here.
Mhm.
Hey, it's Tony Brueski. If you like the podcast, be sure to like, subscribe, and press that bell so you don't miss any of our updates on the cases we're following for you right here at the Hidden Killers podcast from True Crime Today. And thanks